It's already late. Where's Arjun?
He's looking for universities, right? Maybe he's held up there.
You look so tense. By the way, did you get to choose the university?
No, I'm unable to find a university that meets my requirements.
Whoa. Meet your requirements? What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for a place that gives me an opportunity to grow, to excel, to invent, and to innovate. I want to be a part of an institution that paves my way to discover myself and to witness the world moving forward in technology. I want to go to a place that sets a futuristic pattern of education filled with ideas and radical performances. Basically, I want to live my dream.
Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream.
So good morning, everybody. A warm welcome to all the students who have logged in from various parts of the country for this exclusive and a special session on careers in pharmacy. I would say careers in pharmaceutical sciences and the way forward. I also would like to take the opportunity of welcoming our distinguished speakers for today's session, and also would like to take the opportunity of introducing each of the speakers for today's session. I start with our speaker for the session by introducing our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. K.N.B. Murthy. Sir is the Professor for Computer Science Engineering and the Vice Chancellor at Dayanand Sagar University, Bangalore. Sir has also been the former Vice Chancellor for PES University in Bangalore. Sir holds a bachelor's degree in Electrical Power Engineering and a master's degree in Electrical Engineering from Indian Institute of Science. Sir has done his PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from IIT Madras and has worked as a research specialist in parallel computing at New Mexico State University, US. Sir is currently a member of the Karnataka State Higher Education Council and the Academic Senate member of IIIT Dharwad. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you.
I'd like to take the opportunity of introducing Dr. Pushpa Sarkar. She is the Dean of School of Allied Health and Basic Sciences and former Dean and Director of Government Medical College, Mandya. She has total 32 years of experience in this field and has also been the director at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences.
Thank you, Mr. Shinde.
I'd like to take the opportunity of introducing Dr. M.V. Murugan. Sir is the principal of College of Pharmaceutical Sciences at Dayanand Sagar University. He has over 28 years of experience in the academics and research. His key research and interest has been in the area of heterocyclic compounds as anti-cancer agent. He has over 83 publications, both national and international. He has guided 4 PhD students and currently is guiding about 5 students for the PhD. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice introduction.
And we have two distinguished speakers from the industry. I'd like to take the opportunity of introducing Mr. B.R. Rachubabu. Mr. Babu has over 30 years of experience in the pharmaceutical industry in leadership roles across functional domains. He has 2 master's degrees, one in pharmacy and the other in business administration. His exposure to business, regulatory and compliance needs across globe through emerging to mature markets has enriched him to visualize the dependence of functional domains and their influence in the value stream of pharmaceutical industry. Presently, he is associated with Bluefish as Head of Operation Excellence. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate.
Our next industry speaker for the day is Dr. B.G. Nagavi. Sir has done his BSc, M Pharma, and PhD. He is the founder, CEO, and senior consultant. Also, the Higher Education Skill Development and Research Center, former founding Dean, Pharmacy College at RAKHMS, which is RAKHMS University at UAE. He is a former principal at JSS College of Pharmacy, Mysore, and has guided many M Pharma students as well as PhD students. He is a speaker for many international and national conferences, organized many international conferences in India, and has visited more than 15 universities related to research academic council member in many universities, having MOU with many foreign universities. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Very much.
And finally, every student looks at from an institution in terms of the placement, the opportunities for further studies, or in terms of the skill activities. So here we would like to introduce Mr. M.N. Guru Venkatesh. Sir is the Vice President for Placements and Skill Development Center at Dayanand Sagar Institutions. Sir has done his BE in Computer Science and Engineering and an MBA with over 20 years of experience in training and placements. He has facilitated to provide job offers to more than 20,000 students till date. He is the member of World Skills International, WSI, Netherlands. He has represented India in the category of IT software solutions for business as an expert cum jury for World Skills competition held at Canada and also World Skills competition held at London. Sir has worked as a jury for national team selection for World Skills Germany with the competitions held at New Delhi in association with NSDC and NASCOM. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
We now move to the first speaker of the day. Would like to invite the Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and sir would be setting the context and sharing his views on the Pharmaceutical Sciences Department. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Shinde. Honorable members on the panel, if the students, the aspirants, as well as the parents who have joined this webinar, I'm extremely happy that Dayanand Sagar University has been organizing a series of webinars, campus info sessions to provide information to the interested students to choose a program of study for further their careers. Quite often, whenever I meet the parents and the students, they ask me one important question: which course to select, and which university to join, and which is most important. My answer to all of them is only one: both of them are not important. You are important. Meaning, you need to join a course which you like most. You join a university which provides you whatever that is required for building a great career moving forward. I'm always trying to look at the overall scenario now. I think the board exams are over now because there's no more board exams. They have been cancelled and the results are out now. The next is to appear for an entrance exam and obviously choose an institution. Before we exactly do that, it's necessary for all of us to understand what will be the kind of thing that are going to happen in the future. In the sense, you need to have an approximate idea how the future is going to be. mainly because the future more or less tells you what kind of skills that you need to possess, what kind of preparation that you need to do so that the career growth and the career path will be really interesting and is going to be a pleasure to continue that. 2 or 3 predictions have been made by progressive and proactive organizations. There are a lot of organizations which keep doing this kind of job to provide inputs to everybody. They provide information to the industries, they provide the same information to the education institutions, government, individuals, etc. These predictions have to be looked at from an individual perspective, what all to be done. Similarly, education also needs to look at what needs to be done. Government should also think over what changes to be brought in the policy, in the kind of encouragement to provide it, or the core sectors to be looked at. Industries also need to look at what's the kind of preparation that's required for employees to do really well in the future. Therefore, it's necessary for each one of us to know about it. But 2 or 3 things are very clear. One has been predicted in the next 5 to 10 years. There'll be a lot of disruption that's going to happen. Disruption is the technological disruption, where technology is going to be used in every walk of life. Therefore, everybody needs to have the awareness of technology and experience of using the technology and experience of developing the technology. What are those technologies? Lots of technologies like AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, 3D printing, several things. The second thing that has also been predicted that there'll be a lot of changes in the work environment. In other words, the future of work will be much different from the kind of work that we see today. The kind of jobs that we see today are far different from the jobs that you're going to see in the next 3 to 5 years or in the future. You're not going to graduate today, you're going to graduate 4 years down the line. Therefore, it's necessary for you to understand what kind of jobs are going to be there 5 years down the line. If you overall look at that, there are some predictions which have been made. One prediction that's been made is the existing jobs are going to vanish to an extent of 60 to 70% because of the automation, the introduction of robotics, and so many other things. The second thing that we are going to see is that the jobs are not going to be permanent. The long-term jobs may not exist. The jobs would be short-term, where you may have to work for on a contract basis, and you may work in multiple organizations simultaneously. You work in 3 different organizations a single day, or you're going to work in 3 different organizations in a week, 2 days in one organization, other 2 days in another organization. That kind of thing is the scene. The other thing also is going to be seen would be consulting kind of jobs. Because you're going to become a specialist, you consult on that specialized subject that you're going to do. This is the kind of the future that we are going to see. The other thing that we are also going to see is where the jobs are going to be. The career prospects, the jobs are going to be in almost all the sectors. The number of jobs which are going to be created in the future will be much higher than what we are seeing today. The kind of job that we see for X today, you're going to see 1.5x to 2x kind of jobs in the future. But the job roles are different. The kind of jobs that you see today are far different from the jobs that you're going to see in the future, new kind of job roles, completely different kind of job roles. Health sector is one of the key sectors where a lot of jobs are going to be created. Since we are talking about the pharmaceutical kind of industry, therefore let me give you something about pharmacy. The pharmacy education that you're going to see today, or the role of a pharmacist today, and the role of a pharmacist in the future may be far different. In the sense, the basic thing may remain the same, but the kind of work that's going to be done by pharmacists will be far different. Right now, we see most of the pharmacists confined to the pharma industries and the pharmaceutical stores. In the future, we are going to see a pharmacist working with doctors, working with nurses, advising them about the medicinal products. Medicinal products like the pills, the vaccines, the injections, the ointments, the syrups, how to use them, what extent this particular thing has to be given to a patient, and what is the effect of that particular drug on the patient, how much dosage to be given. All those things are going to be decided by a pharmacist going forward. And you're going to see a far different kind of hospitals moving forward. You're going to see a medical doctor, you're going to see a software engineer, then you're going to see a pharmacist working together to decide about the healthcare. That is the kind of thing that you're going to see. I'm also extremely happy to inform that pharmacy is going to be one of the professions which will attract a lot of talent, and also the kind of jobs that are going to be created in this sector will be much higher. There are 2 or 3 different kinds of roles. One is the preventive healthcare is one area where the pharmacists are going to work. After diagnosis, how to manage the patient care is the other thing. Then post diagnosis, once the disease is cured, how do we post care is also other thing. There were 3 or 4 important the characteristics are to be associated with the pharmacist. It's been indicated. One, since the doctors, the patients, the pharmacists are going to work with the doctors, the engineers, the nurses, and the patient, they need to have lots of patience. They need to have a lot of calmness. They need to have a lot of understanding. They need to have a kind of compassion. Then they need to reassure the patients how fast they can recover. And these are some of the important characteristics. It's also been predicted that the pharma industry would grow at around 12%. Indian pharmaceutical industry would grow around 12%, which is normally called as compounded annual growth rate. The pharma industry today is close to about $41.7 billion. It's going to become $130 billion in the year 2030, 10 years from now. It means there's a growth rate that you can see. And the other thing that also you need to know, approximately about 3,000 pharma companies are there in the country, in India. I'm talking about only India. And with about 10,500 manufacturing units, approximately about 3.5 manufacturing units per pharmaceutical industry. That's the kind of thing that you're going to see. Any education institution which is going to understand all this and the kind of skills required for the future is the university that you need to look for, is the institution that you need to look for. What are those characteristics? An education institution or a university must teach contextually relevant curriculum. Curriculum must be updated at regular intervals of time. It also must teach multidisciplinary skills. The technology along with the pharmacy both have to be taught together. The third thing is the pharmacist or the education must be in the form of project-based learning, where the problems are given, the student must analyze and work on that project. That's the kind of thing required. Then a problem is given, the student must take the ability of solving the problem and also the complex problems. Complex, how to split that complex problem into simple problems and solving it. There's a skill to be. Okay. Then most importantly, the thinking skill. Thinking skill is the other skill which needs to be imbibed or acquired by a student who is going to graduate from the university education. I'm sure Dayanand Sagar University has understood this quite well, and the pharmacy school has incorporated all of them to ensure that the best quality education is given to the students who are going to join the pharmacy college of Dayanand Sagar University. Experts will tell you more about it, and I wish each one of you best of luck. I also thank the organizers for inviting me to say a few words as opening remarks for this webinar come campus info session. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opening remarks. We would now like to invite the Dean for School of Allied Health Science, Allied Health and Basic Sciences, Dr. Pushpa Sarkar, and she would be presenting on the topic, why pharmacy? Over to you, ma'am. You want the screen sharing?
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Shinde. Honorable Vice Chancellor, distinguished panelists for today, and dear students and the aspirants. Very good morning to all of you. So today, if you look at the prime discussion is around COVID-19. Everywhere, the print media, you see the electronic media, it may be the television, or you open up your mobile, it's there in your messages, it's there in your WhatsApp, it's there in Instagram, wherever you see it's COVID and COVID everywhere. And suddenly, the entire globe, the world is looking towards the health. The focus is shifted towards the health. Now, the healthcare sector, if you observe, is one of the rapidly growing industries across the world. And India too. India is becoming a global healthcare hub. Now, healthcare industry has been a huge economic drive in the recent years. Now, it's the second largest service sector employer in the country. Even in India, more than around 4.5 million jobs are provided for this healthcare sector. Now, when you see this healthcare, when you talk about healthcare in general, what comes into your mind? It comes into you as the medical stream, the doctors, maybe the nurses, the Ayurveda, Unani, Yoga and Naturopathy, Homeopathy, and so on and so forth. Now all this, but the field everybody is aware of and which doesn't come into the mind when this healthcare system is mentioned is pharmaceutical sciences, which plays a major role in this healthcare industry. Now, to be brief, a few lines about pharmaceutical sciences, you can say it's a dynamic and rapidly changing field. Actually, it combines a broad range of scientific disciplines. It's not a single one. Now, it actually combines physical and organic chemistry, even engineering, biochemistry, biology, to name a few. Now, this combination of all these fields are critical in the discovery and also development of new drugs. It's also to understand, this pharmaceutical sciences is also to understand how to optimize the delivery of drugs into the body. It's not only the manufacturing, it's also seeing how these are delivered into the body, and also to translate this particular knowledge into new improved therapies. Like, you have a formulated therapy. So with growing knowledge, you look into improved therapies against the human diseases. Every day in and day out, the pharmaceutical scientists, they're working tirelessly and they're improving our society's health in general and well-being of the society in healthcare, even in the academia, in the research and industries. There's a very, very vast scope for research in this pharmaceutical sciences field. Now, the current outbreak, again, back to this COVID-19 when we talk about, now this has been declared as global health emergency. Now, the focus is who are the frontline workers. Everyone they mentioned who was this frontline healthcare workers. They named doctors, followed by nurses, and few people from the public health sector, and they don't see beyond that. In fact, if you see this pharmacists, now these are medication experts. They provide patient care in hospitals, clinics, national and public health, everywhere. Now, they have been really working tirelessly 24/7 in providing the medication, telling the patients how to go about it. And this is not brought to the forefront, in fact. Now, pharmaceutical scientists, when we're looking into this in this scenario, they again were working tirelessly, contributing to new developments in the therapeutic procedures. Okay? Across the pharma companies and industries, you see these scientists, it's innovation there. It's not a mechanical work. This plus this work is done. It's not so. It is innovation there. It is science. It's innovation where they need to put in a lot of hard work, trial and error method. It's go on and on and on. Now, there are significant global efforts across the globe. The global efforts are underway. One, to diagnose. Two, to treat and prevent the infection from the virus. Now, these companies are working globally to combat this particular pandemic. They have deep scientific knowledge, gained from decades of experience with similar viruses. This might be a new thing to them, new strains and new things to them, but for years together, for decades together, they've been working on this for various bacterial infections, various diseases, the cancers, tumors, maybe so many non-communicable diseases, communicable disease, so many of viruses, and even the viral infections too has been worked throughout. Now, this has come as a challenge for them, and now they're working towards the treatment development towards the treatment, how to treat that. As you know, even now the protocol is not specific. It's been symptom oriented. You don't have a specific treatment as such for this particular virus. So they're still working on that. So they're also working on the vaccine development and manufacturing of this. So you're looking for this, the dearth of the vaccines, and you need crores and crores of doses together. In the short span, hats off to these companies for having really provided this particular vaccine in such a short period across the world, all these companies. If you look earlier, a particular disease, if a vaccine has to be a smallpox, chickenpox, you have measles, you have varied of these diseases. If you want to develop a vaccine, it would take around 7 to 10 years for a vaccine to be developed with full effect. Now, really, the development of this dedicated and knowledgeable scientists, they have really cracked it within no time. And this is remarkable. In fact, hats off to those people. It's really remarkable. Now, even the diagnostics also are done by these pharmaceutical companies, where to detect, what you see, the test done, RT-PCR test or rapid antigen, these are ones to detect the infected patients. Therefore, it's a key step in preventing and slowing the spread. You see there's an increased demand for this test kits also. So newer ones are coming, new methods are coming. You know that now. This can be done at home also. A single test can be done at home. Even that's been developed already. It's into the market. So by all these developments, you see that they're supporting the patients, the national health system, the governance in particular. Everything is supported by them. It is, as I mentioned, it is not only about COVID, but they're continuously working by way of research for newer and safer drugs for all diseases, Now, the number of directions, like, a career, number of directions, a career. Now we are talking about the career forward after this, pharmaceutical sciences. Now, there's a diverse, it's very diverse. Like, in fact, I can say the directions of the career in this pharmaceutical science which can take is limitless. Like, developing new medicines, improving the way they are delivered. Like, they're useful in investigating crimes also. You see, if somebody is murdered, like, orally if they've taken something, like, analyzing that for the chemical component of that. So, and providing the guidance also. And in fact, you believe it or not, you have the paint. You can see the advertisement for paints. Like, increasing the durability of the paints is also due to certain chemicals, which again is advised by these pharmaceutical scientists. Now, if I say, like, I wouldn't say that when I say it's so much, like, many of these, like, career paths, they require MSc or even PhD, but not all of them. Many of them can be pursued even after a bachelor's degree. Initially, the entry-level research positions, marketing, in drug discovery and design, industries, NIH, National Institute of Health Science labs, like, and what shall I say, it need not be labs alone. You can get into various other fields, like, you can get into administration also, like medicines advisor, you can become a researcher, you can get into quality assurance, quality control chemist, you can be, as I was telling you, forensic scientist, and work in pharmaceutical companies as a scientist or even towards the marketing also, sales and marketing. So medicinal chemist, you can even become an attorney, patent attorney also, you can take that field also, skincare, cost, anywhere, wherever you see all these chemical combinations being used, you can get into any of these. So it's such a varied, diverse field where you can get into this. As I said, like, you just open the internet now. You just open it up now. So after this particular session, you have openings everywhere. You open Sandoz, Birla, you name it, Johnson & Johnson, Abbott, Novartis, like, famous for vaccines, Bayer, AstraZeneca, which, came up with this Covishield. So many of them. You just open up and see there are job openings everywhere. And all these companies are hiring now. You can look into that. So that is the beauty of this pharmaceutical sciences, where you just get into so many fields. So the range of careers open for this graduates is growing much more diverse, in fact. And it's a good time now. I suggest that it's a good time now to study in this field. Your skills will still be relevant in 20 years of time. You can keep honing. That doesn't mean to say you stop at this. You can keep on honing your skills, and there's much provision. Like, there's so much of provision to grow in this, to learn more skills and just go on developing. So you'll be in demand for another 20 years as such, in fact. Now, this is not relevant only in the pharmaceutical and medical sectors we are talking of. They're just useful in the food sector, agricultural sector, as I was telling you, in chemical and cosmetic industries. So much of varied fields. Now, I would say that, like, I keep repeating this, as estimated by World Health Organization by the year 2030, that's projected that there'll be 40 million healthcare sector jobs around the world. Like, anyone, like, any of you are particular about the job or a career, or you want a job security in the coming years, like Honorable Vice Chancellor was mentioning that many jobs would go. If you need that particular job security as such, like, you should look no further than the health sector. Now, this definitely there'll be throughout earth, and it will grow in this. And lastly, I would also like to add that when you're studying in a university which has constituent colleges of all scientific fields, for example, Dayanand Sagar University has medical, dental, he has got pharmaceutical sciences, nursing, you have physiotherapy, you have allied sciences. So there is this, you have this interactions with all the various scientific, so you can just interact and interdisciplinary research can be taken up. And you can get into all these fields to hone your skills so that you're going to be a good skilled person and very much demand in India as well as abroad. So I wish all of you all the very best. And the tagline you see here, tomorrow belongs to those who prepare today, who prepare for it today. So dear students, please plan for tomorrow. And there's a saying that nobody plans to fail, but many of them fail to plan. So plan your future studies, your future branches where you can get into, and careers also. Be focused. So all the very best to all of you, dear students. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Shinde, for providing me this opportunity to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving the brief insights. Thank you so much. I now take the opportunity of inviting the principal for the School of Pharmaceutical Sciences at Dayanand Sagar University, Dr. V. Murugan, to share his views on the program, the pharmacy program, and the flow, and the other details. Over to you, sir.
Yeah.
Do you want the screen sharing, sir?
Yeah, sir. Yeah. I want the screen sharing. Sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Given, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Respected Vice Chancellor, beloved Dean, the speakers for the day. Today I'm going to show why the student has to select the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dayanand Sagar University for Pharmacy. What are the facilities which is available in College of Pharmaceutical Sciences? How the teachers are involved in teaching and research, and what are the research area which we are involved, and not only in the academic, apart from the academic, what are the non-academic activities we are involved in, such as sports and culture, and what are the job opportunities if they studied pharmacy, and how many institutions we are having a MOU to have a collaborative research, and to share the teaching methodology in India as well as abroad. So let me go to the slideshow. So the College of Pharmaceuticals, this is our building where we are running the program. So the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, it was previously called as Dayanand Sagar College of Pharmacy, which was started with a diploma in pharmacy in 1991. Then we started B.Pharm in 2012. Then it is the M.Pharm started in 2008. Then it has migrated to Dayanand Sagar University in 2015. So previously we are affiliated to, first it started the Bangalore University, then it moves to the Rajiv Gandhi University, then finally now we are under Dayanand Sagar University. Now the program which we are offered are the B.Pharm, which comprise of 8 semesters, and the PharmD, Doctor of Pharmacy, is 6 years program. Master of Pharmacy with 4 semester, we are having pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmaceutics and pharmacology. And apart from that, we are offering PhD, which comprise of 3 to 5 years in the following specialization like pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmacology, pharmaceutics, and pharmacopharmacy. Then, what are the programs we are catering to the students to the exposure to the different fields? So what we'll do, we will have the extra classes for the students after the college hours. And also after completion of every chapters, we'll be having a group discussions and we'll have a classes which is happening every week. Then we will ask the students to prepare the chart once if the chapter is completed. Then accordingly, the students will be monitored every week. Not only in the academic, as well as the students are involved to attend the webinar as well as the seminar. The seminars may be a national or the international level, and to bring the speakers from the industry as well as from the academic to get the updated knowledge in the particular field. So the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences is well known for conducting of the seminar as well as for the workshop. So for list a few, in the last 2 to 3 months, we have conducted 5 seminars, 7 workshops, 2 conferences, and we have conducted FDP programs. And Dr. BJ Nagavi sir is always helpful as, and he had come and he has conducted once for the FDP program almost 3 days in our college. And webinar, we are regularly conducting almost it cross 30 webinar for this academic year. So that way we are concentrating both in academic as well as even for the culture program also. So this is our the laboratory. The laboratory, it looks like a international lab. Suppose if a student visit Germany or the USA, the lab, how it is in Germany or the USA, the same type of international setup the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences has. And we are having the facilities of all the equipments which is badly required for the research. For example, FTIR, HPLC, as well as UV visible spectrometer, then autoclave, ultra-cold centrifuger, then nanodrops. So these are the highly technology useful instrument which is used for the research. So all these equipments are available in College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. So the students, they want to pursue PhD, they can very well do. So let me talk about the not only the research as well as the once if the research is over, the students are initiated to go for the publications. So just I put the number of publications year wise, like when we started the university, 15, 16, it was 11. Then next year it was 9. Then slowly it is increased to 15, 28, 42. Then still it is going on. So we are concentrating on the research. Then the research has to be published in the national or the international publications. Then these are not only that we are involved in only the academic and non-academic. Apart from that, the staffs are motivated to attend the conference as well as to present the paper. So these are the some of the what we call achievement of the staff, where they received best paper presentation or best poster award presentation. Almost around 8 or 9 staffs already they got the best poster and best paper award presentations. Then to improve the research as well as the teaching methodology, we are having a MOU with various national as well as the international organizations. And even we have a students and faculty exchange program with the international universities such as AIMS University, Malaysia. Last January, around 55 students of Pharmacy College, we have visited AIMS University, and the students, they stayed in the university for 10 days. They have undergone for the students exchange program, and they completed a training program. Then finally, they got the certificate. So the students are not only exposure to the national level, they are also exposure to the international level. So this is the Malaysian AIMS University, where our students have undergone for the students exchange program last January 2020, and we stayed in the AIMS University, and they have undergone for the different training program. Then apart from that, the students also what I call exposure to many innovation program, such as we have arranged a talk on art and science of research grant, how to get the research grants when the students are in the PhD level or in the master degree level. So these type of activities will be going on in the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences regularly. So we have conducted one more program or seminar on promotion of academic integrity and the prevention of plagiarism in higher educations, which was organized by the NAC of Dayananda Sagar University. So not only that, even the students are involved in soft skill development program, which is associated with our own university, which is there in our building, which is called CAL, Center for Innovation and Learning, where they'll be giving the training for the soft skill. Like if the students are in the final year, we will teach them how to face the interview, then how to talk with the senior staffs, and how to adjust with the working atmosphere. If the students are in the first year, we'll be teaching them how to behave with the teachers, how to behave with the seniors, and how to maintain the time, like a time management, how they should have to come to the theory as well as the practicals on time. So these are the soft skill program we'll be giving to the students from the first year to the final year. Not only that, then we also involve the students in some of the social responsibility. For example, tree plantation. We will select some of the villages or the schools where we will go and do the tree plantations. Then blood donation camp. Then first aid training. Suppose if this public, if they got a snake bite, what is the first aid they have to do it. So any issues, if they come very seriously, for that how to do it first aid before they reach the hospital. So this first aid training will be given by our PharmD students. Then dental checkup. It's the overall we'll do it for a village wise. Then polio drop program. Generally it will be taken care by the PharmD students. If at all the AIDS awareness, then we will be conducting the rally as well as we will distribute some of the pamphlets. So these are the some of the social responsibilities our students have involved regularly. Then what are the achievement of our College of Pharmaceutical Sciences? We have migrated from the Rajiv Gandhi University to the Dayananda Sagar University from 2015 to 16, and our BPharm strength is increased from 60 to 100. Afterwards, we have started the PhD program, and right now in all the 4 PhD specialization, we are having the PhD scholar. Right now, we are having more than 30 students, those are enrolled for the PhD programs. And we have made a MOU with the national and international level, and it is all active. And we have started the consultants also. Right now, Sri Ravi Shankara Ayurveda College students, they are doing the animal studies in our College of Pharmaceutical Sciences for their project work. And also, we received the grants from Rajiv Gandhi University as well as from the VGST. Even those projects are complete and we submitted the report. Now, let me see what are the job opportunities for our students. Once if they completed 4 years or the 6 years, what are the job opportunities? Generally, the job opportunities goes for the academic as well as the research labs, then the pharmaceutical industry, as well as in the hospital. The students, those are completing the PharmD program, mainly they'll be absorbed in the hospitals. Not only that, even now, the LIC people they are appointing the pharmacy graduates in their office to take care of the health sessions. Also, apart from that, now the drug regulatory affairs, they are concentrating more on pharmacy students to get the job in that. Finally, anyway, we know that the students, they can start the chemistry stuff as well as they're involved in the marketing and sales. Many of our students, they are flourishing like anything in marketing and sales. These are some of the job opportunities in the pharmacy. So these are the companies they visit for the placement in our College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Not only the companies, even some of the hospitals like Apollo and as well as the Sagar hospitals, they will come and observe our PharmD students for the job. This is all about the pharmacy program, the review and flow. So thank you very much, Sindesa, for your valuable time you have allotted for me. Thank you, sir. Over to you. Sinde, sir, you can take out the dais now.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for giving the insights in terms of how the program is being nurtured at Dayanand Sagar University in the School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and the kind of labs, the kind of facilities, the kind of internships and placement to the students. Definitely, this will be a valuable information for all of them. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We now move to the next speaker of the day, and we would like to invite Dr. Bahubali Nagvi, and sir would be talking about the research pursuits. Over to you, sir.
Can you please make me co-host?
Sir, you're already the co-host, sir. You can. I'm
already co-host?
Yes, sir. You could do the screen sharing and you can make the presentation.
1 second.
If you take it extreme down, you'll see the green color button. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Very much.
Okay. Good morning to each one of you, respected Vice Chancellor, Deans and Directors of the various programs of Dayanand Sagar University, my dear friend Dr. Murugan, and other aspiring students who have joined for this webinar. Good morning to each one of you. Since many people have covered already, and yesterday only Dr. Murugan told me that, sir, you please concentrate on research. So I'm going to skip more slides. It will be a rapid fire round. In the 2 minutes, I will show you 8 or 10 slides. Then I will come to the research slide and spend some time there talking to you. These are the various programs that Murugan has already mentioned. And these are the, you have as many as 60 to 70 entry point careers in pharmacy. This is the minimum number I am giving you in marketing, in the industry, in regulatory, in hospital, community pharmacy, clinical pharmacy on the bedside of the patients, regulatory and things like that. So pharmacy is it involves art as well as science, and it involves a lot of research. It involves a lot of practice activities. It's not just a scientific program. It is a program where there is a science and there is a practice. That's why we call pharmaceutical science and pharmacy practice. So you can practice especially in a clinical setting, hospital setting, community setting, and like that. Pharmacy has plenty of opportunities. I'll again not spend time. Many people have touched, and some people are going to spend more time on industry and all. Even I would skip that. You will have a lot of opportunities to work with the patients, and you work in the community pharmacy. Unfortunately, in India, we do not have a community pharmacies in the real sense. What we have is a medical shops. You like a grocery shop, you have a medical shop. There is plenty of opportunity to transform these medical shops into community pharmacies with professional counseling, providing drug information in the local language to the patients, doing adverse drug events monitoring and things like that are possible. And that's a plenty of opportunity for the youngsters to come in. Pharmacists are being taken as drug information experts as consultants in the hospital setup and in the community setup. In fact, those who complete PharmD, one of the job offer that is written in the Pharmacy Council of India Pharmacy Practice Guideline 2015 is they can be taken as drug information pharmacists in the community setup. So like that, these are again opportunities. I'll be spending only on two, as I said. One is on research. Another one, having spent about 40 years in that area, I want to spend at least a couple of minutes on academic pharmacy, teaching itself as a career, okay? And you have a lot of opportunities in the governmental setup as a drug inspector, in the laboratories, as a pharmacist. In the industry, somebody is going to talk, so I'm not going to highlight at all on this. In the community pharmacies, there are plenty of opportunities, as I said, so I'm not going to dwell more into that because my time is only 10 minutes. I want to do what I am told to do. Marketing is another opportunity where you become a professional service representative of a company, and you do a specialization in a product and you become a product specialist, varieties of, and you can grow in the ladder there. So It's a highly remunerative job. Teaching, I want to spend here some time. Teaching is also a very important career. I have been telling for the last 30 years, almost 25 to, in my experience, I have seen, I used to share that 25 to 30% of the students who were sitting in the classroom, I used to tell them that you will become teachers. And today, not only somebody highlighted that there is plenty of opportunity in healthcare industry. Yes, there is an opportunity in healthcare industry. There is another opportunity. Another industry is the academic industry, teaching industry, or education industry. So we need very good teachers. We need very committed teachers. We need teachers with highest level of integrity, enthusiasm, who just do not inform students, who motivate students to learn more, motivate students, inspire them to higher order of learning in the Bloom's taxonomy, going to problem-solving learning from the rote learning. And we need teachers who are research-oriented and who become a friend by the side of the student. There is plenty of opportunity in this. And and you have a lot of growth opportunities in the hospital and the clinical setup. For want of time, again, I will not dwell into that. As you learn your B Pharmacy program in the third year, final year, there are courses and you can specialize. There is a pharmacy program also, as Dr. Murugan has mentioned, which focuses mainly on the hospital, clinical and community setup. You can do a lot of professional activities. Okay, coming to, I'll spend at least a couple of minutes here and wind up in the next 4 or 5 minutes as I've been given the time. Research is a very important area for everything, and pharmacy career offers plenty of opportunities for research. Research at the undergraduate level as of now is minimum. As with the new education policy and the universities are gearing to change that curriculum, I'm sure in the coming years, some universities have put in some projects and some mini research in the undergraduate curriculum itself. But you do real research when you go to the master's and the PhD level. PhD level is, very high level of research where you work for 3 to 5 years, as Murugan mentioned. So here you are involved in inventing new drugs for existing as well as new diseases, not only like a COVID now, which has come as a pandemic, and many other diseases where we need more and more safer, more efficacious drugs. And these drugs come from varieties of areas. So you will have opportunity to explore from natural sources like plants and animal sources, marine sources. You can isolate new drugs and test them on animals, and later test them on healthy human volunteers and things like that, and invent a new drug and put it into the market. That is the challenge that a pharmacy person who chooses pharmacy as a learning career has an opportunity in research. You can do a lot of synthetic drug chemistry, synthesize molecules. These days, there is what is called computer-assisted drug designing using a computer, and you can create molecules on the virtual mode, and you can test on the receptors and come out with a molecule before even synthesizing it in the laboratory. Once you know that this particular molecule is working well, then you can synthesize that and then go for testing. There's a lot of opportunity in the area of research on improving existing drugs for safety and efficacy. Some drugs are there where safety level is very low, efficacy is not very high. So by modifying the drug molecule, its chemical composition, changing the hydroxyl group with a carbonyl group or an amino group, like that, there are ways where we can minimize the adverse effects of the drugs, the toxicity of the drugs. There is plenty of opportunity for doing research in that. But of course, for that, you have to have a very high caliber undergraduate program, very high level of master's program with high first class degrees. Then you must do your PhD. Then you will have plenty of opportunities in the research laboratory, not only in India, across the globe. Under the research, in number of industries who are not able to do high quality research and development where investment is very high, many are involved in doing formulation development and research. They have a formulation, they have a tablet or various formulations. For example, there is a tablet. The tablet is undergoing chipping. It is undergoing, the color is fading. It is breaking very fast. So there you have opportunity to develop those formulations to meet the market needs. Some tablet is or a liquid oral is not stable for a long period of time. How can we increase the stability of that? So this is a research project. Then you can do research not only in laboratory, you can do research in community. There's plenty of research possible. I'm not seeing more now. It has slowly started in the pharmacy. Some projects are going on, but high-end research can be done in a community pharmacy, hospital, and clinical pharmacy areas. Yes, clinical pharmacy areas already we have started it since 93, 94 in Mysore, and it's spread across the whole country now in more than 20-25 universities offering M.Pharm, clinical pharmacy, and at least 8 to 10 universities are offering PhD in the clinical pharmacy program, where they are doing very high-end research. So you can do research in those areas also. Of course, I have to, as an academician, I have to touch this area of academic research. Nothing is going on in this country. I have been involved internationally in doing research in academia. How to design a need-based curriculum, how to design a new course, how to design a study plan, how to modify and enrich the existing curriculum that you have. How do you bring in new assessment tools and techniques into this? We are stuck with 2080 internal and external assessment, 1 or 2 written sessional exams, and end semester exam of 70 or 80 marks. No, the world has changed. Internal assessment, or what we call as formative assessment, carries 60 to 70% of the weightage in the whole semester for that course. End semester is only 30 to 40% only is there. So in this country, it is not there. In some universities, it is there. I am very proud to say that I have undergone this kind of modular training program, which NAC and all are talking now. Way back in 1977, when I joined BITS Pilani in Rajasthan for my master's, and I did my PhD there. I was involved in this CBCS system, what you are now calling choice-based credit system, and things like that. I've been doing that for 45 years back. There are models already available here, and now the UGC and NAC are talking about all this, and new education policy has come. So there is a huge challenge in the universities. How do we redesign our curriculum? How do we reorient ourselves? How do we bring in innovation? How do we bring in problem-based learning? How do we bring in Bloom's taxonomy? How do we bring in learning outcomes for our programs, our courses, like that? Okay, vaccines is another research area you can work on. Yes, lastly, I have mentioned I didn't have a slide. I have mentioned there is a plenty of opportunity in teaching. I want some of you to look at that as a career, because we need very good teachers. We need excellent teachers, committed teachers, teachers with highest integrity. That is the need of the day, need of the hour, and need of the minute, if I can say so. But my friends, it's a very competitive world. So you have to work very hard, and you have to learn very well, and you have to work very smart, and you have to work very fast. These are the things. Work hard was good in my time. Today, it's not enough. You have to work hard, you have to work smart, and you have to work fast. Otherwise, you would be left behind. Gain knowledge and skills and professional attitude. This is extremely important, professional attitude. I have come across students who are very good in knowledge, extremely good in skills, but attitude is a huge problem. They have spoiled their career. So you must develop your attitude. Attitude is more important than aptitude. We say that. So therefore, attitudinal pruning is extremely important. It should be done by the self, and the universities should have some methodology. As I think Morgan mentioned, that they have soft skills development and all such kind of program. Good. And we should remember that teamwork is more important than an individual excellence. In 21st century, this is extremely important. So you must learn to work in a team. As Vice Chancellor was mentioning, you have to work with the doctors, you have to work with nurses, you have to work with physiotherapists, you have to work with other colleagues, you have to work with the engineers. So universities have to bring in this team-based learning concept in their curriculum, apart from problem-based learning, where they start working in the institution itself with other students of other programs, other classes of the same program, so that that team learning and team behavior, group dynamics, they learn. As I said, develop problem-solving abilities. As Vice Chancellor mentioned, ultimate ability of yours will be tested when a problem is given to you. Are you running away from problem? Are you taking the problem head-on and solve the problem and contribute to the institutional growth or the industrial growth? Imbibe leadership qualities. This is very, very important in today. If there is a problem in India, in institutions, anywhere, is the problem of lack of leadership. If you have leadership quality, you will be sought after like a hot cake. One teacher, one student, one teacher, one program, one institute. can change your world and others. So you are the student who are looking for it. Your teachers are already waiting for you there. Choose one of them who is best for you as a mentor, as your guide, and others are there as your faculty. One program, yes, choose your program. Pharmacy is a program for you. And one institute, Dayanand Sagar College of Pharmacy in Dayanand Sagar University is one of the institutions you should consider very, closely and explore that and choose the institution. I'm sure it will change your world, and in turn, you will change others' worlds. Thank you very much. This is the last slide of mine. I want to read it. And I want the listeners and especially the students to look at it very carefully. A young child asked a wise man, "Tell me, sir, in which field could I make a great career?" The wise man said with a smile, "Be a good human being. There is a lot of opportunity in this area and very little competition." So my friends, be a good human being. There is a lot of opportunity for this career also. Other than that, whatever career you choose. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful, very crisp and very knowledgeable presentation for the entire student fraternity. Thank you so much. Sir, you can stop the screen sharing.
Trying to do yes, I'm video off.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, I have stopped measuring. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So now we would like to move to the next speaker for the day, and we have one of the dignitaries, Mr. B.R. Rachu Babu, and it will be very good to understand from an industry perspective. And the topic that he will touch upon today is the industrial careers. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shinde. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, all of you. Professor Murthy, Dr. Pushpa, Dr. Nagavi, and Dr. Murugan, and Mr. Venkatesh. Thank you. And I wish all of you a good morning, and all the participants a good day to help you make your decisions in terms of what you want to do in life. I'm a person who always believes in more of a transactional kind of discussion, where I would like to have a real-time question and answer sessions. But thanks to whatever is the technology that is allowing us to see a face to what I'm talking, I'm not very comfortable with monologues, but still let me try and do whatever best I can in this 10 minutes that I could help you people make a decision in what you want to do. So I just want to touch upon what is the possibilities that you could probably explore when you look at pharmacy as a profession. Most of it is spoken by Dr. Murthy. He said that very critical thing. What he said is that it is you who matters, right? So at the end of the day, you have to make a call as to what you want to try to accomplish in your life. Because life is all about a journey, and then the journey is more enterprising than the destination. So just run my slide for you people to see. Simple presentation, not very airy about anything. The first question is that I just put a decapitated body here to say that your brain is now wandering all over. It's trying to understand what I should do. I've done my 12th, I've studied, I had good time, I had good friends. Now I don't know. Yeah, that's the question everybody comes at this point. It's a turning point in your life because it's a path what you choose. But that's not the end of everything. It's like walking into a mall, and then it's a large mall, and then you want to decide where you want to go. Fortunately, you walked into a profession, if you go into pharmacy, that it's like a large mall and it gives you a lot of opportunities. I'm telling you this with confidence because I have worked in multiple functional domains. I have worked in marketing, I have worked in R&D, I have worked in manufacturing, I have worked in supply chain. So I understand the intricacies of each of these functions and how a pharmacist could play a very vital role. Dr. Murthy mentioned very clearly and very effectively that transformation is going to happen with technology. And that's what is happening today in pharmacy. You're seeing a lot of technology adoption that is happening into the pharma industry, into the pharma research, and into pharma distribution. So these are three different areas I'm just telling you, where technology is playing a very big role. In distribution, it is they call something called as TraceLink, a digital transformation methodology where I manufacture a batch in a place and I can trace it when it is dispensed to a customer in a pharmacy. I will know which plant in which part of the world manufactured this tablet and where it is coming from and what was the quality status when it was manufactured and whether it is genuine or it is counterfeit. So we are able to trace the end to end, and this is all the development that has happened by adopting technology in the whole supply chain of pharmacy. The same way we can talk about research. In terms of research, today people have moved to customized therapy. That means if you have a specific gene abnormality, people are working in terms of gene modification and gene therapy. So I could give you a specific therapy which is specific only to you. So customization is happening in the industry today. So let's just look at why pharmacy. Pharmaceutical industry is one of the wonderful industries. If you look at, I'm just giving you some top 10 companies here to look at. Doctors, I think it was Dr. Pushpa or Dr. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. They mentioned that the pharma industry, I think it was Dr. Murthy, Professor Murthy, who mentioned that pharma industry is $43 billion today and is going to go to $160 billion in India. Look at the big companies we are talking of. The largest company alone has a turnover which is much bigger. And when I'm telling about these markets, I would like to sensitize one particular point that we are only talking about the product that is manufactured and sold. We are not talking about the access or supporting domains in the pharma industry. We are not talking about the total healthcare industry. We are only talking about manufactured goods which are sold on prescription. I'm not talking about products which are not sold, which are used in medicine or in therapy, but are not prescribed. I'm not including them into this. I'm just saying prescription-based medicine. So when you look at the line below, we talked of COVID, we talked of all industries, all countries went into recession, the economy was down, they did not grow. But there's only one industry which grew, and that was pharma industry. Besides technology, besides IT, which did very well in this period. So when we talk of this number, it looks very, very complex. Like we are talking of about $1,228 billion. So what does it translate to me as an Indian if I'm trying to look at? I'm telling the world market for pharmaceutical products is about 8 lakh crores. And if I have to translate this, it is 1/3 of India's budget. That is a pharma market in terms of goods sold. Our budget is 34 lakh crores and the pharma market is 8 lakh crores. And Dr. Pushpa said that the healthcare industry is going to go way on and way beyond. And the global estimate today is that it's going to be $11 trillion. $11 trillion translates to 800 lakh crores in Indian rupees. So that's the same size of healthcare industry that we are going to be working in. So when you're working in pharma industry, you are talking of an opportunity in terms of value, in terms of volume, which is so large that you would have a place of your choice. It's not a place by chance, it's a place of choice that you could move on. And I will tell you how you can move on in being a pharmacy professional. So now just let us look at the Indian market. We are the biggest supplier of vaccine. 50% of the global demand happens from Indian supplies. Now I'll tell you a very interesting story. India was never a vaccine manufacturer in the past. GSK, the Glaxo as a company was the largest manufacturer, and they came to India to outsource. And that time we had Serum Institute, which was a very small time player. And he used to be manufacturing for Glaxo. So Mr. Poonawalla, the senior Poonawalla, was the one who was sitting there and talking to the executives of GSK, and they were telling that we need this, we need that. So finally he said, no, you cannot dictate terms to me. I take over this and I do that, what I want to. So Serum Institute supplies almost 80% of the vaccine requirements for whatever they make in the world. He grew a company, one man's vision grew a company into a global leader in terms of vaccines. And vaccine today, India is the leader in manufacturers. When we look at generic tablets, you talk of any tablet that you buy in the US or probably in Southeast Asia, go to Africa, 40% of the generics in the US would be from India. So, which means to say 1 in 3 tablets will be made in India, and 1 in 4 out of the tablets what you pick up in anywhere in Europe is coming from India. So India is the largest manufacturer. And why? The answer is very simple, because By value, we are the most economical manufacturers, and we are the third largest suppliers of medicine in the world. So now you understand the kind of opportunities that will come in terms of only manufacturing. And as Dr. Professor Murthy put it across, that we have 3,000 companies and 10,000 manufacturing units, and you translate them into 400 per company, and then you will know the numbers that only manufacturing in India is providing. We are not talking of research, we are not talking of biotechnology, we are not talking of clinical research, we are not talking of business development, we are not talking of API industries, we are just talking of formulation industries. So what do you need to succeed in life? Today you're sitting at a point and you are saying, okay, I want to be successful in life. I'm not talking about job, I'm talking about success. And success is very different for each individual. Today you're sitting here and you say, I want to be a successful person. First you define what success for you is. And then you decide a profession which you think is going to help you in the journey of success. And for that you need these three things, which are mandated. One is the knowledge, the other skill, the skill set that you'll need to accomplish in that profession. And the third one, the most important, is passion. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, you're never going to excel. So pharmacy is a domain which will definitely make you passionate, because you are every day in and out interacting with lives. You're seeing the pain and you're seeing the pleasure that is derived out of you taking or alleviating the suffering that the people have through your innovations. So I'm just telling the career possibilities that are available. So if you look at it, we are sorry. We have, like Dr. Nagavi spoke, you can be in academic and research. Then there's something called a CRO, which is a clinical research. Today, most of you would be familiar with that. When they started bringing in vaccines, the biggest challenge was, is it safe? Have they done enough trials? How many people have been tried? Can you give it to the elderly? Can you give it to the kids? Where is enough data? So there was rampant research happening globally. Some research was done in India, some populations were taken in Europe, some population trials were done in Latin America, some were done in US. The whole thing is run by something called as a clinical research organization. And most of it is run by a panel of doctors and pharmacists running together, and nurses, not to miss them out. Pharmacy also can take you into something which is very, very interesting, as Dr. Murthy said, because he's from engineering background. He spoke about artificial intelligence. Today, when we are looking at mapping the kind of demography and the therapy changes that are coming into the being in terms of disease profile changes and the therapy needs, analytical and artificial intelligence is a key. That's the domain which is growing. And a pharmacist is very well suited to be in that domain. So that is technology adoption. So how do you do a technology adoption? You can just have a person who is a software engineer, but he would not be able to understand, empathize, and look into the real need in terms of that domain. So for that, you would definitely need a pharmacist who would be a domain expert to give his suggestions and look into whatever is required in analytical and artificial intelligence. There's another thing which says that, okay, am I always a backend person? I always play in I'm a backy, I'm never in the forefront. Yes, you are. You are a possibility in the forefront in terms of ensuring that the healthcare reaches everybody. So that's where the enforcement comes into play. So we have drug control departments. We have regional, local, Indian, and global. So you have US FDA, you have MHRA in the UK, you have Indian Drug Control Department. They ensure counterfeiting is not happening. Otherwise, you would have every Tom, Dick, and Harry. When we had this episode of Remdesivir happening, and there were a lot of duplicate Remdesivir moving in the market, that's when the drug inspectors pitched in and they got people arrested. So that's the enforcement part. So you could be a part of drug inspector's team, you could be in drug testing labs. And like Dr. Pushpa also mentioned, that you could be in forensic sciences, where you're looking at a lot of crime investigation support. And then multiple areas. So like you walk into a mall and you have a lot of choices. You could go to the food court, you could go to the garment stores, you could go to a fancy store, you could go to a watch store. So you have so many options in pharmacy that you could move diverse across the industry, where adoption is happening from other industries. So in industry, you have typical areas. When you get into a manufacturing unit, you can be in quality control, you can be in quality assurance, you can be an operations guy. In manufacturing, you can be in tech transfer. So R&D develops something, then it has to be made in the plant. So the technology has to be taken away from the research to brought into a manufacturing unit. That's where the tech transfer plays into a role. And then you have supply chain. which is all about distribution and managing and preventing counterfeiting. And supply chain is not just about supplying goods, but it's to ensure that the right medicine is available at the right quantities in the right place at the right time. And when we look at that, it's also projected that the market is going to grow to $357 billion, which is today, to $1,000 billion by 2030. That means it is going to expand, and there is a lot of business opportunities that is going to come into India for manufacturing, because India, as I told you in the earlier slides, is one of the most economical destination for manufacturing. So in terms of innovation and manufacture, it's going to move to India. And that's where you're going to see a lot of happenings in terms of innovation and deliverables happening there. I was talking about clinical research when we spoke about vaccine, and that clinical research as a domain also gives you opportunity. As a pharmacist, you can be a biostatistician, you can be a clinical research associate, you could be in pharmacovigilance, where you are monitoring the drug interactions, drug reactions, and reporting to the agencies. You can just do a project management. You could be in a biolab. You could also be a business guy doing business development for clinical research and looking at all the operational part of it. You could also say, okay, I don't want to be in technical. I've done my BPharm now. I didn't find that kind of thing that I want to be a hardcore techie. I would like to move on. And there are a lot of areas where you can go into the corporate world in terms of brand management. We're talking of alliance management. So today it's not just if a company like Johnson & Johnson or Pfizer is looking at a manufacturing in India. So you will have a business wing, which is interacting with each other to get that business of manufacturing from somewhere in Ireland to a place in Hyderabad. So it's all the business development wing that is doing those kind of activities. There are areas of strategy. So how are we going to look at markets? How are we going to look at how the therapy is changing? How the therapeutic areas are transforming? So that's a marketing based domain where again the pharma knowledge plays a very, very vital role. And then you also have something called as life cycle management, you have sales, you have customer relationship management, like any other thing. So you could be a pharma professional who could adapt himself into the marketing needs in the corporate world. You could also be, like Dr. Nagavi said, one is academic research, and you could also be in proper research, as in research of pharmaceuticals. Most of the research in terms of formulation development or API development, API, when I say it is a chemical substance, that is a drug, which is in the basic form, all these developments are normally done by pharmacists. You will have a team of pharmacists working on them, whether it is biotechnology driven, whether it is formulation driven, whether it is genomic driven. It's all run by a team of pharmacy graduates, postgraduates, doctorates. And you also have a very, very important area, which on the left-hand corner, you would see as IP and legal. IP is a very, very specific domain for pharma industry, because knowledge is money, and whatever you discover or innovate is always patented. And one of the largest patenting industry in the world today is pharma. So if you are good in whatever you are in pharma, you could probably choose a career path to be a IP, a patent attorney or a patent expert, and you would be able to look at the possibilities of patenting something, or if there is a patent, where we talk of para 4 challenges. So you would look at how can you circumvent a patent and make a product which does not infringe a patent. That is innovation. And all these things require the basic and the expertise in pharmaceutical sciences. And that's where you could probably transform yourself into whatever you would be. So where should I start? Decide what is your passion first. Prepare once you join pharmacy for the area you want to go in. I told you it's like walking into a mall. You want to go to the food court, or you want to go to a cloth store. You decide which domain of pharma industry you want to go in. And let me caution here, once you are in this domain of pharma, it is not that you can't move in from one functional area to another. You can start with manufacturing, you can go into marketing, you can also go into clinical research. The choice is open for you to move across the domains, and you could choose what you want. So it gives you a lot of liberty and leverage to move across the domains in the area of your interest. But the basic requirement is the third point: regularly update your skills, because if that is not there, then you are not going to move up. And then learn all the related functions. Because if you want to be a researcher and you don't understand anything about manufacturing or supplies, then you cannot be a good researcher. So with this, I just want to say that good luck to you in your decisions and have a happy life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. A wonderful, beautifully crafted presentation and a very informative session. And I'm sure the students will be very excited to know it from an industry perspective, what is required today for an amazing career today in the pharmaceutical sciences. Thank you once again for your time. I would now like to move on and invite Mr. M.N. Guru Venkatesh, who is the Vice President for Placement and Skill Development Center at the Dayanand Sagar Group. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to one and all. Yeah, we all know COVID impact, how COVID impacted the whole world. And definitely you and your family and relatives, no doubt, one other the member of your relative is impacted with COVID. I think most of you are worried what is going to happen and how the world will move on and whether the institution will open or not. There are a lot of questions are there in your mind. And also I was talking to some people, kids, even they have forgotten which standard they are studying. This is one of the unfortunate things happening. Even they don't know which day today. If it's a Sunday or Monday, even that they're not aware. Definitely is a big impact on a lot of industries. Some of the industries are in big trouble. For example, film industry, you take, there is no work for them. They are not able to do anything. You take a travel industry, big impact. Even education industries, even though we use technology, we deliver a lot of things. It's not up to that level before. And need not to worry about that. With this note, I want to start my discussions. And these are all part of our life. These things will resolve at the earliest. And you have to plan your career properly, and you have to choose the right course, right college, right university, and start going on. This is one of the important thing I want to tell to all of you and even parents. Many times they visit the college for admissions. They come to placement office. They don't even see whether college is existing or even department is there. Teachers are there. They don't bother. They only bother about placements. It's good to know that. But at the same time, I want to tell all the students, give importance to acquire skill sets. If you have a right skills, you can demand what salary you need. It's not that what salary companies are giving, you not accept. At the same time, again, some students will come to me, parents, my son not got all his friends got the job except him. And I tell him what is the skill sets he is having. He will not be able to provide the proper details. He will not come to the college regularly. He will not attend the classes. He will do some other thing. Those students will be in trouble. Cheap labor is not skilled always. They have to accept what jobs are available in the market and go on. And my message here is need not worry about jobs, as earlier a lot of expert speakers told plenty of jobs are available. But there is no compromise on skill sets. Any industries, when they come for campus placements, they don't compromise on skill sets. They only focus on skills. If you are skilled, you may get multiple jobs, okay, at different pay scales. As a university, this is what how we are different. We don't focus only on art skills. Principal of Pharmacy College, Dr. Murugan was mentioning, we address a lot of soft skills. This is very important in any industry today. When you get a job, only those who move on vertically, if you have both the skills only, you can go vertically. Somebody very masters and experts in technical skills, they don't have soft skills. I've seen many people even not grown one step next also. Even they are thrown out of the organizations. I've seen some of the students also. And as a university in Dayanand Sagar, we focus on both aspects. We train you on hardcore technical skills, what industry demands. And also at the same time, we more focus on soft skills also. And what are the things we cover as a training and placement department in the college? When you join a course in the university, we more focus on communication and soft skills. That is more important. We touch upon some leadership skills, time management, ethic, value system. There are a lot of components there actually in the soft skills. It's a vast area. We try to address all the components, what industry wants, what industry demands. Those inputs are given by the industries. We regularly talk to industries and get the input from them. We bring into the system. These are all additional value add things what we deliver. When you move on to the second year and third year levels, we also always connect with you some value-added courses and certification programs that your mentors, your teachers, your professors, principal will guide you what are the best courses available, how to take up those courses, and we will also arrange some of the technical skills in the university, and we provide all inputs what exactly industry needs. And also we have MOU with a lot of industries. We work with 250 plus industries today at the university level. And we have signed MOU with many industries for internships, placements, webinars, trainings, and industrial visits. All our students have opportunity to explore all these components. And we are very successful. I will share the details in the next coming slides. And also we have a very strong alumni connect. That is most important. Whichever organization you go, whichever company you go, you can find your friends. They will try to handhold you there. Those opportunities are only for few colleges, I could say. Most of the colleges, alumni base is not very strong. It's a very old organization, very old institution, and there are a lot of students. I could say more than 30 to 40,000 students have passed out from our institution so far. Those are all working in different industries. At even senior level, they are working as a managing director, senior managers, and they are all love to guide you, mentor you, and work with you. This is one of the best opportunity for all of you when you join a company. Another interesting thing I want to share how Dayanand Sagar is different from other institutions, as rightly mentioned by many speakers before. And Vice Chancellor sir also was mentioning. We always don't teach only theoretical part. We always work with a lot of industries, and with case study we work. As you know that we have a group of institutions. Dayanand Sagar, we are having medical college, we are having hospitals, multi-specialty hospitals. We work with doctors, we work with nurses, we work with experts, industry people, and as a cumulative thing, by end of your course, you will have required theoretical knowledge, practical knowledge, and also you will also work under some of the case studies. That is more important for all industries today. Those who have worked with all these categories are having more demand in the industry today. These are one of the interesting slide I want to share with all of you. I got a chance to meet both the legends, Virat and Kapil, one of the event. If you take a first slide, first picture, Virat, a lot of things is flying in your minds. Some of the examples like focus, hard work, dedication, passion, commitment, a lot of things like that. My message to all of you here is follow some good leaders. If you don't like cricket, don't follow Virat. There's no meaning in that. There are a lot of people, Narayan Murthy and so on. There are a lot of people are there, industry leaders, successful leaders. Why I'm telling this point to all of you? If you don't have a target, you don't have a goal, and if you don't follow a good leader, you cannot be successful. Try to adapt, try to understand some of the good leaders, follow them, what is their lifestyle, what is their achievements, how they achieved those things. You try to study and try to follow, then you will be able to reach your goal. In the second slide, if you can see Kapil, I got a chance to ask him a question. In that forum, Kapil said all can ask a question to him. And I asked a simple question, what is success? How to measure the success? He gave a beautiful example. Success is nothing but talent plus commitment. And he also told beautifully with a good example. He took Sachin and Vinod Kambli as an example. And he mentioned to me, Guru, don't publicize outside, but it is between and you and me. And he said, Sachin had both. He had a talent and also a commitment. Whereas Vinod Kambli is an excellent player, top class, no doubt in that. But he was having only talent. He was not having commitment. Why I'm telling this point to all of you at this point of time? When you join a course or a program, you should be skilled, talented. At the same time, you should be committed also. You have to follow the regulations, you have to attend the classes, you have to meet professors. Please remember, things will not come to you. You have to get the things. And also you are studying hard in this university for your own survival, not anybody else. Please remember these 2 points and focus on that. You will definitely reach your goal. And this is what you are all waiting. We get 250 companies overall as an institution. I'm talking. Last year, we got highest package is 31.5 lakhs offered by one of the company. And even 15 students got international placement from the university. There are 250 plus companies will visit our college. Specific to pharma company, pharmaceutical students, these are all the companies will visit regularly to Dayanand Sagar to recruit pharma students. We have a MOU with State Pharma actually. Recently, we had a MOU. We started a new program under University BO, Bachelor of Vocational Education in Pharma Manufacturing. And all the students who are joining our program will get an opportunity to visit these industries, understand what they are doing. Even you can see all the manufacturing your process, how they do the manufacturing, quality test, and everything. We will connect all these organizations for placements and internships when after joining this program when you are in third year. When you are in third year, the placement starts. This is an overall picture of our Dayanand Sagar group of institution placements. Fantastically, we are doing 2019, we have done 2,281 offers. And all of you know, 2020, 2021 is badly hit by COVID. In spite of COVID situation, everything we have managed virtually. Okay, we know none of the companies visited campus. You know that due to a lot of restriction by the government and other things, they could not visit the campus. But this is specific to Dayanand Sagar group, and they hired a good number of students. This is a record actually that these numbers. 2020 we could do 2,241 offers, and this year, current year, we have already done with 1,889, and another 2-3 months we have time. We will definitely reach the last year number. With this, numbers, what you can understand, whatever situation in the world, there is no impact on placement for always reputed universities and colleges. This is specific to the university percentage, I could say, because some of the parents are very keen to understand what is your university percentage and last year we did 81% of placement. This is on total number of admissions. I'm not taken eligible students. If I take eligible and interested students, I could say most of the cases 100%. But I am using overall picture. Last year we did 81%. Before last year we did 75%. And first year we had only MTech program. We don't had any other programs 3 years back. And that time most of the MTech students are going for teaching profession and other things. And all were really looking employment. They got the opportunities. And what industry wants today is totally different. If you take 3 years back and 2 years back and today, it's totally different. 3 years back, what industry wants was, they used to come to college and hire the students, and later they will be training for 3 months or 6 months, and later they were putting into the work projects. But today is not like that. From the day one, you should be industry ready. Before completing the course, you should complete your everything: theoretical knowledge, practical knowledge, internship, and working with hospitals or patients or whatever it is, drug company, everything. That is the system what we have introduced in the university. By end of the course, you will know everything about what industry wants. And when you go for the industry, you should be able to perform from day one. That is taken care. Need not to worry about the picture on the screen. This is only pictorial to understand better. I shown in the screen. And today the expectations of industries are very different, not like earlier type. And you should be more skilled. It's a very competitive world also. This scenario, what is going to be happen, and our Vice Chancellor sir was rightly mentioning more than 60% jobs will vanish. I'm seeing from last 2 to 3 years, almost 30 to 40% jobs are already vanished. There is no, because of automation, such roles are not existing today. And if you take a pharma industries, I'm seeing different names are coming up. Surprisingly, I've seen artificial intelligence specialists. They are calling as a new role created in your pharma industry. Also, I was talking to one industry recently, one of the forum, and they were telling they are trying to bring a system, personalized medicines. Today, you have a fever, you just take a Dolo 650 and you will wait. And it may be more dose for you, or it may be less dose for you, depending on your body component, your blood sugar level, BP level, and other aspects. The same medicine is not fit into everybody's body. What industries are now working on, thinking on, they were telling one of the industry experts were telling me, future, maybe down the line in 5 years, I don't know when it will happen in 10 years, 5 years down the line, personalized medicine will come into picture, because your data is available with hospitals, and even as common storage like Aadhaar card, your data is available. Same thing will happen in future. All your data will go to one server. If you do a health checkup, the data will go to the server. If any hospitalized things, the data will go to the server. Everything, your records will be available. And if you have a health problem, you go and consult a doctor. Doctor will prescribe some medicine, and that is connected with the pharma manufacturing industry. Pharma industry will manufacture the medicine what exactly will fit into your body based on your blood sugar level and other things. And that will be delivered through courier to your home address. That's what, there is a technology in coming into the pharma industries. And industry speakers also mentioning there is a huge demand for data analyst. Data is today is oil. You can say who is rich today. If you ask me a question, who is having more data is rich. For example, you take Jio is more rich because of they have data. You take Google is rich because of they have complete data thing. And there are a lot of job roles are available for you, your pharma students. And also another interesting thing I want to share, companies are offering differential pay scales, not same salary to everyone. If somebody extraordinarily good, you will be paid more. Somebody okay average, you will be paid lesser pay scales. Earlier, it was not like that. 2 years back, the company used to come to college and hire students and pay the same salaries. But tomorrow is not like that. And also, Vice Chancellor was also mentioning there is no full-time concept in future. It will be only part-time, hourly basis and monthly basis, or even some companies will hire for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, like that. Like the way the plumbers, I should not use the word, but I'm just telling you for better understanding. When there is a water leak at your home, you call the plumber and get it right, and you pay the money and you will send him out. And same scenario may come to all the job roles. Unless you are skilled, you will not be in demand. Okay, if you have to focus on that. And another interesting thing happening, because everything is online today, we are all meeting. We don't know whether we are going to meet you for next 1 year or so. We don't know still. But we are able to deliver what exactly you need and what industry wants. And everything we are moving on online. Even placements and job things are also moving online. Companies started hiring through LinkedIn. Okay, if you are very active in LinkedIn, there are a lot of jobs are available in LinkedIn also. Okay, without your knowledge, if you updated your profile in LinkedIn, you may get a call from some companies. There is an opening on this domain. Can you attend the online interview, and you can join online. Even the work is also through online today. And also one interesting thing I want to tell you, most of the industries today wants computer and programming skills. As a pharma student, don't neglect. Don't think that it is not related to you. Every industry need programming skills. Try to learn some basic programming skills, even though it is not in the curriculum. I think some of the things are covered in the curriculum, but still you can do as a value-add course. And majority of companies are hiring through internship, then converting into full-time job. This is another trend I am seeing. First 1 year or 6 months, they hire as an intern, and later they convert into full-time job. If you don't perform, they will send you out because you don't have that skills, what they are looking for. This is one, whether everybody will get a job or not. Okay, this is the answer. You should have a good percentage, minimum 6.75 CGPA you have to maintain. And you should not have any supplementary concept. You should clear all the attempts, all the papers in one attempt, and try to get one ID proof during your course. I'm not saying get today itself. When you join a program, after that, try to get either in first year or second year before getting into the placements. Because even I've seen many students are so irresponsible. They are coming for the placements and they say, I don't have any address proof. Then many are rejected at that point of time. I don't want that situation to happen to all of you, because sometimes it will take more time, and sometimes you will get it in within a time. Try to get those things. And always remember, it is in your hands. Choosing the right course, right college, right university, or right tool is in your hands. If you choose a wrong tool, wrong university, wrong course, then there's no results. Okay, try to choose now itself, plan it, and go ahead. And if you are choosing the right tool and right put efforts, definitely you can see the good results. And with this note, I think I will close and let us work together. And all the best to all of you. Good luck.
Thank you so much, sir. I think there are some queries coming in. I think I would request the panelists to answer in the QA box. There are some of the queries that have come in here. So I hope to all the students, this was a wonderful session today. And before we announce the closure of this particular webinar, I would like to give out some points to all the students that the B Pharma course is available through the examinations of the DSET entrance examinations. We have the admission test available, and the test dates are 27th of June. As we speak, today we have one morning session and one evening session for the admission test. And the next one is going to commence on 27th. So all the students who are interested to take admission through the Dayanand Sagar admission test can apply online at dsu.edu.in, and they can fill up the application form, and our team of experts will get back to you on this, on the examination dates. And this is going to be through a home-based proctor test. And post that, we will be intimating in terms of the students qualifying and being selected for the program at DSU. You could also call up our phone numbers at 46461800 to get more details and log into the website for any other details that you would like. There is also a mode for direct admissions available, subject to you meeting the eligibility criteria. You could always call our experts and we will take care of it. So thank you very much. I would like to express my thanks on behalf of Dayanand Sagar University to all the speakers. It was wonderful having you all on a Sunday, sharing your experience with the aspiring students who are looking at careers to be in the pharmaceutical science industry. Thank you so much. A big thanks to all the students once again, and to all the organizers who have taken our time on a Sunday and are available with all the services to us. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, one and all. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Shri.
It's not just about classroom training, but it's also about industry-ready placement training.
I have been placed in a very reputed company from Japan with the highest package. I'm looking forward for a successful international career right after college.
Registrations for admission to Dayananda Sagar University is now open. For more information, visit www.dsu.edu.in.
ஆமா இந்த கிருஷ்ணா அவன் பையனா இங்க பள்ளத்துல தானப்பா அங்கேயே தெரியலையே வந்துட்டு அவடையதான் போயிடுவாங்க. இவன் கோழி கடை ஓ அந்த இவனோட தம்பி இது அந்த ஹார்ட்வேர் ஷாப் தம்பின்னாங்களா? ஓ ஓ ஓ அவன் தான் அவன் சூழ்ல இருக்கிறான். எது ஈபில ஏதோ ஒண்ணு இருக்கிறான். என்ன சம்பத்தி இது இவளையே ஐக்கியம் ஆயிட்டானே நான் நினைச்சுக்கிறது அவளே ஐக்கியம் எங்க சார் ஆவறது முட்டை வச்சு குஞ்சிட்டு இருக்கிறா சம்பத்து அவளுக்கு தேவை காசு சம்பத்தை